I once heard someone describe QuickBooks Online as Apple and Xero as Android. And honestly, the more I thought about that comparison, the more it made sense to me. Now, before anybody gets defensive, I'm not saying one is automatically better than the other, but I do think QuickBooks and Xero are moving in two noticeably different directions. And each one is being built for a different kind of bookkeeper. And with XeroCon happening this week in Denver, this feels like the perfect time to talk about it. Now, I know QBO and Xero aren't the only accounting platforms out there. There are several newer platforms gaining attention, and I'm watching them closely. But the truth is that QuickBooks Online and Xero are still the two leaders in this space. At this moment, they're probably the only two standalone general ledger platforms that I would confidently recommend to most bookkeepers. Now, that doesn't mean that I love everything about either one of them. It means that I trust them to be actual accounting systems behind a client's books, and I trust that they'll be in business for the foreseeable future. In North America, QuickBooks clearly has the advantage. It's the platform most business owners recognize, most accountants already use, and most bookkeepers are expected to know. But QuickBooks isn't just trying to remain the most popular accounting software. Intuit is trying to build an entire business platform inside of QuickBooks so that bookkeepers stay in QuickBooks even through their day-to-day work. They want bookkeeping, payroll, payments, bill pay, invoicing, accounts receivable, financing, and a growing list of other functions to be inside of the Intuit ecosystem. And that's where the Apple comparison comes in. Apple wants its hardware, its software services, device all working together into one single ecosystem. The experience is controlled, it's consistent and convenient, but Apple decides how that experience is supposed to work. QuickBooks seems to be taking a very similar approach. They're also making a very aggressive push into AI. QuickBooks now has AI-powered features and agents designed to categorize transactions, identify issues, provide insights, and complete some of the work for you. And we've all seen that the results aren't always perfect with AI, but whether you like the changes or not, I think it's important to understand the direction that QuickBooks is going. QuickBooks wants the software to do more of the thinking and make more of the decisions for the user. That can be incredibly helpful for a business owner or a bookkeeper who wants everything in one place and wants the software to guide more of the process. Xero, on the other hand, appears to be taking a completely different approach. Xero also has AI. Its assistant is called Jax, J-A-X, which just stands for Just Ask Xero. And yeah, I think that's a pretty clever name. Jax can answer questions, provide insights, help automate workflows, and take certain action. So this isn't a comparison about one company embracing AI and the other one avoiding it. The difference is more about how the technology fits in the platform itself. Xero's positioning is centered more heavily on helping the user stay in control. The software handles repetitive work, makes execution faster, and surfaces useful information, but the bookkeeper remains much more involved in deciding how everything should work. Xero also continues to lean heavily into its ecosystem of outside applications. Instead of trying to build every possible tool inside of Xero, it makes it easier to connect the ledger to the other software you want to use. It's got a really nice app marketplace of like over 1,000 integrations for payroll, payments, inventory, etc. And that's where the Android comparison comes in. Android traditionally gives users more flexibility. You can choose different devices, customize your setup, and connect different tools based on what works best for you. Xero feels very similar to that. It serves as the accounting hub while giving you more freedom to build the technology stack around it. The real question isn't simply, is QuickBooks or Xero better? The better question is, how do you, the bookkeeper, want to work? Do you want more of your tools in one place, one single login, with the software increasingly helping make decisions and guide the workflow? If so, QuickBooks may be the better fit. And if you're already using QuickBooks, then stick with it. Or do you want more control over the bookkeeping process and more freedom to choose which outside tools make up your technology stack? If that's important to you, Xero may be the better fit. Personally, I don't think either answer is wrong. As a matter of fact, I use both QuickBooks and Xero. And while all the announcements coming out at XeroCon will naturally create excitement around Xero, choosing your accounting platform shouldn't come down to which company made the most exciting announcement this week. Ultimately, it should come down to your clients, your workflow, your team, and how much control you want over the process. At the end of the day, QuickBooks and Xero are both just tools. They're supposed to serve your business, your bookkeeping business, not force you to completely change the way that you work. So what do you think? Is the Apple versus Android comparison accurate? And which approach fits the way that you want to run your bookkeeping business?